Okay, we're live.
Okay.
Are we? Okay, let's see here. Let me go in here. Yep. Yep. Yeah, everybody, what was it? Yesterday we did 3, and today there was another one today. Maddie Schaefer. She was really cool. But everybody's talking about the last 10 days, and the Schumann resonance has been going off the chain the last 2 days.
Oh, I can feel it today. I can feel that.
Hello,
Schumann.
Sweden. Right, man? I mean, it's like, this is why I keep repeating. We're all going through the same thing. Go easy on yourself and go easy on each other because we're all dealing with the same thing. There is no difference, Oop. Let me start preaching. You knew I had a rough day yesterday. You could tell.
Mm-hmm.
I know that second one I started, I was like, I'm tired of this.
Yeah. I could feel it.
We got 24 people in the house and counting. We're going to have a great show. Delia Flores. I should know. I'm Hispanic. I should know how to say that name. I'm sorry. Mary Cooper. Thank you, Mary, for always coming for every show. Kim Longo. Nasia Rose. Nasia, I believe you just sent, and this is the kind of confirmation that I've been getting all day long, every day. She sends a wonderful, and she's been a consistent contributor to Soulogy. She's just incredible. 2222. She sent 2222, and it said at 2:22. And I'm going to send her.
Well, there you go. She's so on. We actually met a couple of days ago.
You did?
Yes.
Oh my God, we got to talk about that.
And she gave me a gorgeous little unicorn keyring that she'd tuned in for me.
Whoa.
She's beautiful.
I see Michael Abramson's in the house. Blessings, love, and light from Washington. Ecstatic Dance, DC. I was in an ecstatic dance place down here in Kapa'a last night. It was really cool. Hello, Yvonnya, down in Tasmania. Gayatri, how you doing? India. Terry Willette, longtime supporter. Vera Slater, longtime supporter. Andrew Rollins, Janet and Gilliam, how you doing? Norma Costello, Raquel Toons, good to see you, Raquel. Big hugs to Ariel, Cricket Holden, Fiona Carter. I loved doing that show with her. She was incredible. Natalie Ann Pierre, Helen Angel of the Light, Valerie Peterman. Who else we got? Heather Nielsen, Diane Richards, Donna Ann Chase, Sophia Thornalley, Alexandra Clark, Kristen
Alexandra Clark. She's the one I'm trying to get you to interview with who did this beautiful crystal. Put all this together for me. Remember we were talking about this?
Oh, the crystals.
This is the Larimar. She's amazing, and she's so in tune with them all. She knows exactly what's going on with the land and the magic of the crystals. So
we'll have to get her on. Just send her that link. Send her that link I sent you. And she just set it up. We'll set it up. Mary Knapp, Sandra Goodwin, Kathy Mason's in the house, Victor McKechnie, Denise Wynn. Let's see here. Gidvedkime. Don Guilla Gilbert. Okay, we're good. We got 58 people in the house. All right. So, Julie Devereaux, that's my friend. Julie, I got your message. They came to visit from Utah. They're on the island until tomorrow morning. I got your message. I'll send you an answer later today. Amanda Lowe's, thank you for always coming around. Jennifer Gordano. I know who you are because you've been on here. I just can't say all the names. Going from one dialect to another. Charlene Drake. So Sasha Grace, my dear friend, beloved sister, how's it going? How you doing?
Yes, I am good. I'm alive. I'm here.
Yeah?
No, I'm good. I'm good. I was just we were talking about it before. I was a bit jittery this morning, and I was kind of feeling really nervous about coming on today. So
I wonder what that was all about.
Well, it's just my funny little head. I had to really ground myself, and there's painting here that's been going on for eons. It was like, oh my God, it's not finished, and I've got to present it today. And so I was literally like 5 minutes before I came on here trying to paint this painting, which is just never ending.
Yeah, that's the one behind you, right? That's the one behind you.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
and then just really had to focus on breath. But I do think that there's some pretty incredible energies right now. I'm definitely feeling them within the dream time, that there's so much work going on at the moment. And I mean, I don't know about you. How are your physical symptoms?
You know, my physical symptoms, I think I don't know why I'm going to say this. I think I've kind of gotten past them. I've had a few aches, but they've kind of gone away. And I don't know, something like happened in my biochemistry or something like it just that's not part of it anymore. It doesn't have to be that way. You know, it's kind of like, I don't know, it happened 2-3 days ago. So I've been in pretty good shape. I haven't had any issues. Other than that, no. Physically, I'm good. You?
I'm good, apart from I had this very strange experience where I had something, I thought it might have been my heart or my lung. It was quite freaky. The left-hand side of my chest feels like there's a lot of things coming up for people on the left-hand side at the moment, which feels like the unintegrated, like any energy that is not integrated within the energy of the mother, because we're having a big new wave of the divine mother energy coming through. It's like whatever we haven't integrated in our 3D parental kind of mother structures is really coming up in the physical for a lot of people. Anyway, that's my theory. But basically, it was really hard to move. The pain was agonizing, and I was kind of freaking out. I'm like, am I having some sort of heart thing, or what's going on here? Turns out it's some sort of a ligament sprain or ligament, I don't know, something's happened with the ligament of my rib cage, thank God.
Oh, I've had that happen.
Well, I think symbolically for me it makes sense, because it's over the heart and it's protecting something, you know. So it's sort of relevant for my mother's stuff, I think. Yeah,
I think there's I don't know what it is, you know. I mean, it's I really feel like the masculine energy really stepped into its full power energetically, which means it'll follow on the linear last month, which was a crazy month. And then this month, it's like, to me, it's like the dance has started. You know, it's like the energies are now, I mean, that feminine energy's been out there for so long leading the way. And it's now that other energy's come up, and it's kind of like, maybe that's why you were feeling that on the feminine side. It's like, it's a force we all have to get used to, this new masculine energy, which creates good pressure on the feminine, the feminine partner or partner energy. Yeah. So I don't know. That's
it's an interesting energetic dance, I think, that we're doing, and I sort of liken it to, you know, when as we've been balancing these polarities, it's sort of been going like this, you know, like this, and then getting faster and faster and faster and faster, in the sense of, you know, we need to take a step back and go into receiving and go back into the feminine energy, which is what's happening at the moment. We're receiving a big wave of the mother energy, and I know the mother energy because I've integrated her. The energy that comes through my hands is what that is, and so I've, over my lifetime, been given moments or years where I've had to integrate the mother energy, and it feels like this time the mother energy is now coming into the collective really strongly, the divine mother energy. and you know, she's potent. That's why I've thought it was appropriate to have this picture now behind me, because she's representing the mother, but she's the potent teacher for us. Because really her design, and this is what I do in my work, and in my work, my greatest gift to the work is for me to actually step back completely and allow the work to move through me, which is that mother energy. And really it's just significant that the work is really significating what we're stepping into now in relation to trust, let go, put the mind aside, and allow the divine flow to take over, because she actually is a natural great intelligence that holds your wisdom in her hands, and she takes it to the highest of where it needs to go, if that's what your intention is.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
That's the real right there. And you're right. Um, yeah, that consciousness is really taking hold. And that makes sense to me, what you said, because after, at least from my own perspective, that masculine really rooted in, it created this thing. And I started getting, right after the first of the month, I started getting, you just need to receive now. Just
Yes.
receive. It's all there. Everything. There's no obstructions or no obstacles or anything. Just receive. And
Yes.
that takes some getting used to.
Yes, it does. And look, I can totally relate, Todd. I mean, I did this channeling just before the last interview, I don't know, 3 weeks ago, from this Arcturian Vita, and she was saying, basically we're integrating the higher heart and the higher mind, and we're bringing those two together. She was also talking about the fact that the Syrians have created a pre-contract with us. So they've implanted joy into our contract. They've created a future design of our contract. So that is the destination where we're heading to. And the beautiful Syrians with their dolphin energy of joy are have gifted that already as a predisposed destination. And so the only way we really can harness that joy properly is with the shift that is going on, as cleaning up the parents, so that then the parents can really, the internal parents, the mother and the father, so then the mother and the father can really be holding that child the way she or he deserves to be held. And then we get to live this joy. Then we get to live this warmth, this bliss, and it's such a journey, isn't it? Gosh, it's such a journey. I mean, I was thinking such a big part of this is, even though I've done so much work, I'm still noticing that I have a little ego mind that is wondering how many likes I've got on Facebook, or
Yeah, right.
and I'm listening and I'm like, oh my God, listen to you. That's hilarious. Observing but laughing at her. And I think that is that's the important part of this. We have to laugh at the ego mind, and I think the lesson is obviously observing the ego mind and not being the ego mind, but separating ourselves from that ego mind and really getting a sense of humor with the ego mind. Because if we start bagging out that ego mind and going, you shouldn't be thinking this, blah, 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 that's where fear comes in. That's where the energy shifts.
Your mic, when you're moving your hands like an Italian, it's clicking. You're saying it's
like
clicking.
A Greek. It's like a Greek. I'm a Greek.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're Greek. I forgot
what it
about
is.
that. When you were forward like that, when it's not moving, it wasn't making it. They're saying it's very loud. Hello, Nicole Bangs, first-time viewer. Good to have you here. You're right about that. Yeah, we were talking about that on the last few shows. We were talking about, the whole thing with, I don't know what you would call it, like not emotional maturity or emotional balance. And, like the emotions and the ego are no longer driving the car, driving the bus. They're in the passenger seat. And I think what you said too about joy is, the ego and the emotions, they can be put into that frequency of joy. It's just it's a big part of us. It's a big part of being human. Where would we be without the ego and emotions? Well, what contrast would we have had in this experience? I mean, it's a gift.
We wouldn't be human.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah. And I have a theory about the ego anyway, and that is that really all the ego is the child that is not feeling heard or loved by us. It's really that's when the ego becomes dysfunctional.
Yeah.
So that's really all the ego is. And when it's acting out,
that's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, it's all a lot simpler than it's all been made out to be. That's the whole point.
It's pretty obvious. It's pretty obvious too, talking to people and watching things, that the deepest shadows are front and center right now. I mean, like the deepest wounds are front and center. Like, you know, I feel like this rest of this month is going to be like an explosion, like an expansion. And I think it'll carry right into May and June. I don't know. That's what I'm feeling. And maybe that's just in my world, but I feel that. But part of that has been these things presenting themselves and us dealing with them either, you know, I don't know. For me, it was I took my ego, and I talked about this a couple of days ago, but I brought it in and I said, I want to talk to you, my ego. And I said, I love you. You know, I respect you. I honor you. You're a big part of me. Sit next to me and let's enjoy this ride. You can be proud. You can be happy. You can be, you know, you're not going to die. You're with me. You are me, you know, and I know things just kind of started falling into place after that.
That's so beautiful. And I think that's exactly it, Todd. You know, speaking to and really the inner child like that, you know, and honoring that inner child. This is where the humanness comes in. Honoring that child, you know, like turning around and saying, Todd, well done for putting on all these amazing shows. Look what you're doing. You're doing this. You're doing your life path. I honor you. I thank you. I love you. Thank you. And when we start doing that with ourselves and we really speak to ourselves like our own lover, like our own ultimate lover, you know, this is where we begin to shine within, you know, with internal gold, which is a, you know, part of this painting here. I don't know if you can see, but there's
We're going to put
very
you on
far
the screen.
away.
No, I got you on the screen.
I have a love-hate relationship with this painting.
Up a little bit. Oh, yeah, there you go. I don't know if y'all can see.
I still haven't finished the face.
Yeah. Well, it looks very good. It looks awesome. It really does. That's a tree. She's sitting center of the trunk of the tree, or she is the roots or something. And the tree, yeah. And to me, the tree's like, wow.
And so there's two little children in the center of her. Can you see that in the middle of the tummy? And they're holding,
barely. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Holding
and what is that? What is that? That's a lotus. The circles
that's a spiral, and then she's got a spiral coming out of her left hand. This is something that only was painted in over the last couple of days. And then she's got a whole bunch of light language going up her arms, and they're also up in the tree. So yeah, she's been such an interesting work in progress. Her head still isn't right. I can't quite get it right, and I'm such a perfectionist. And she's had so many different. I started this painting a couple of years ago. And then I had this love-hate relationship with her, so I put it down, didn't touch it. I was like, I can't go near this thing. And then only recently did I pick it back up. So it's been an interesting timing, because this is now we're dealing with the next wave of the mother energy. So taking her into a new form has been.
What do you think that means, or what does it mean to you? A new phase of the mother goddess energy. What is that? What do you feel that means? Because that resonates to me.
Well, her energy is all about. Oh wow. Okay, her energy is all about. When we actually integrate her, which I did a couple of years ago, a couple of times, not a couple of years ago, sorry, in 2012 was one of the years where this moth that I've painted here, at the beginning of 2012, I was on a date with this very good-looking French man, but he wasn't right for me.
You want to tell us about that?
I'll whisk past the date because it was done.
I'm just kidding.
But we got home to my house. He wanted to stay the night, and I was like, "No, you're on the day bed." He was like, "I'm drunk." I'm like, "Okay, you're on the day bed." So he went to sleep on the day bed. I went into my room, turned out the light, and within 30 seconds there was this, and this moth this size flew into my eardrum. And it started heading and flying towards my eardrum.
What?
It was the most insanely intense experience. And I was like, like as it's doing that, you can't do anything other than go, So this date with this guy ended up being this whole other experience. I mean, he tried to suck it out. He tried to blow smoke in there. He was panicking. He tried to pour water in there. 2 hospitals later and 2 days later, I got it pulled out. But that was the year when it was the second year that I experienced initiating the mother energy. And because this energy was already through me and I use it in my sessions, it was the next stage for me of integrating the mother energy. And that year was the year I met Amma. And I'm far from a guru type person, but I have to say that being, oh my God.
I've heard that she just walks around and you just feel it, you know.
She's just like the most insane amount of light. So we were all, it was like we were all on MDMA or all ecstasy, like this, the whole time we were there.
Wow.
And from meeting her and then receiving a blessing, I then went on to start teaching vocal workshops in Melbourne when I was actually in a lot of fear, and I just really, it's the last thing I wanted to do, but I pushed past that part of myself and I started teaching these workshops. And a part of me, these singing workshops, a part of me was a completely different human to when I had attempted to do this 7 years ago. All of a sudden, I was able to anchor into every single soul in the room like a shaman who has had the 8 lives as a shaman that I had. And I had reunited myself with that shamanic aspect that could go into each being and hold space for each being in a room without even trying. And not only that, I felt the integration of her within me. When I was talking to people, if people were out of universal line, I would feel the mother come through me and go boom, 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 very gently, but very intensely. And they would feel it, you know. She would go, she would hit them back in line.
Like energy or words with it?
No words, but very gentle, but very do, you know. And she's fully integrated in me now. And she's just, I mean, that's how I work in this work that I do.
Well, tell us about it. Tell us about your work. Tell us about how she's involved in it.
So what has been really interesting lately is, you know, I find it really so beautiful in this work that it is continuously shifting, and I'm getting new realizations about it. So when I go into a session, I hit this realization which made everything so clear the other day. When I start a session with someone, they will have a couple of intentions to be released. And what will begin to happen, now this is what became very clear the other day, is I will begin to, because I'll instantly be working with Kiara Kora and light language, and we will begin to be shown meridian systems in the body. And under those meridian systems, particular trauma that has happened to them at certain points in their life, certain ages. So I'll hear the voice of the child, what the child was saying at that point. I'll experience the emotion. Then I'll be able to transmute that through my body and send it back into love. However, along that path of the session, there will be branches of different beliefs. And the reason I say branches is, this was the realization the other day, is as these branches get noted, so for example, the branches could be, everybody is against me, I don't trust women, they could, you know what I mean, like all these different branches of beliefs. And what will happen is I will be led to the trunk and the core. I'm going to call it the trunk of the vine, because vines are quite strangling and these beliefs are also like that. So I'll be led to the trunk and the core of that vine that'll have a whole multitude of those beliefs coming off. In each belief we've gone in, we've released the trauma, and I've released it back, or we've released it back into love. Then we will go into the trunk of the vine. I will help them wake up the belief, and then I will teach them how to switch that off. I used kinesiology so that I will teach them how to self-test and self-clear as well, so that they can be trained in that. So then they also go away with the tool. However, it gets really interesting sometimes. Sometimes, and I know whether the belief is switched off because I'm shamanic. So when it switches off in them, I get rushes in my body exactly where it's switched off. And if it doesn't switch off, often there's a reason for that. Often there will be, as there was the other day, an identity guarding it, guarding that belief from switching off. Okay?
What guarding the what from switching off?
Guarding the belief from switching off.
Switching off. Okay, so there's an identity.
Yes.
There's an identity. Okay, hang on a second. Let's try to solve this. Do you have bracelets on there? I don't know what it is.
Is it still happening? What's going on?
Is it?
It's hitting. Maybe. I think it might be hitting my pendant. I might just take this off.
Oh, that's what it is. Oh, just put it swing. That's what it was. Yeah. So, okay, so this is good. So the belief that is an illusion, basically, the belief that's an illusion or that's limiting the person, can either going to be released or removed or whatever you call it, or it's going to stay. Now go back to where you were at because I forgot my question.
So I'm going to go straight back. So they all get released in one session. Everything does. No, in every single session, it always happens every single time, and that person has a massive awakening, massive life change that completely changes their soul. I've got people telling me their weight's leaving their body. I've got other people saying that they did that session and instantly they've met their twin flame. I mean, it's just incredible. It just blows my mind. And so basically, back to what I was saying. So yes, an identity. So we create identities to protect us from feeling the pain of certain beliefs. And I'll give you an example. Say the trunk of the tree that we found, and this actually happened recently, the trunk of the tree that we found with all those beliefs off it, the trunk was, it's not safe to be here, right? Okay. So the trunk of, I don't trust women and and all those different things. It's not so. There's the trunk. That's it. All you have to do is shut the trunk, and all those beliefs get switched off together, right? Very, very freaking cool. And then space and light is created, and you can feel it. It's just ridiculous. However, an identity has also been created round about the time the belief was created to stop you from feeling the pain of that belief. For example, protect you. Identities are created. We create them to protect us. We create them. So this identity, for example, has the belief under it, I don't trust anyone, or nobody is trustworthy, or I don't trust anyone, okay?
Yeah.
For example. Now, this identity will be acting out two parts of itself in its action, making sure that it always gets the same result of the shit belief, right? The belief that creates chaos. So it'll be acting out what it is to resist not trusting anyone, and it'll be acting that out, and it'll be acting out what it is to desire not trusting anyone.
Desire not trusting.
To desire not trusting anyone. So that would be more the victim aspect. I don't trust anyone. I have a right to not trust anyone. I've created this for a reason. I'm rebelling against this, right? That's an identity, okay?
Yeah.
The resistor's going, well, no, I really do trust. And it could be acting things like, no, I'm gonna resist that I don't trust anyone, and I'm going to purposely throw myself into that relationship with that person, even though I don't think it's the right thing to do. Or I'm going to bring all these people up with me and around me, even though I don't trust them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We do funny things.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is then if that's the case, if there's an identity guarding the key vine, the trunk, then we go in, we switch off the identity, and it all gets switched off together. It's remarkable.
Wow. How much input does a typical client have? I mean, when I say input, how much of this are they seeing?
They are doing it all. And this is the whole point. So in my work, the greatest gift I can give, the work itself is stepping back and allow that client to lead. I guide and allow them to lead. So they don't even realize they're doing it, but they're showing me what those core beliefs are when they start talking, if they need to talk. And the moment I step in too far, I always have to step back. I'm like, nah, I step right back, allow them to lead. They've got the answers. So it's profound, and it is such a divine honor. It's such a divine honor to watch these people going into light in such vast, I can't even think of the word, but in ways, very, very, very quickly.
And you had I know the first time we talked, you had something going on, like, I don't know if it was a course or a group session or something, but you had something going on in March after the first show we did. Do you do that often?
Well, it was a Trinity immersion course, but what happened was I suddenly started getting guidance to not do group stuff yet. So I really had to start listening to that, and really got sort of shown to bring that into more my one-to-one mentoring at the time. So, and then we had this whole other energy going on where we couldn't plan. Mercury was going retrograde, and it was like, no, this isn't, I'm not meant to do this now. Yeah. So I'm really I work with that Trinity immersion in my mentoring my clients, which is the Trinity immersion is working with the beliefs of the Father. So anything to do with financial, anything to do with support, feeling unsupported, structure, all of that sort of stuff, money, what else? Implementing, building.
That's the Father.
That's the Father. Then working with all the beliefs to do with the Mother, to do with how do I receive? Do I receive? And if not, what's in the way of that, for example? And then, of course, then working with the child and working with the nurturing of the child, and then all the beliefs will come up around that. So, it's interesting. So at this stage, I'm just doing one-on-one mentoring, and I'm sure that I will start a group soon.
Yeah, I just wondered. What about music? No, I'm kidding. No, we're not going to talk about music today.
No?
So, I mean, but like your sessions, how long do they last? I mean, are they like 2 hours or?
Sessions go for 2 hours.
They do?
Yeah. Yes, they do.
Yeah. Wow. That's powerful. That's a pretty long time.
It is, but it goes so fast.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, are you seeing like, I mean, you deal with your own stuff too. I mean, we talked about that before, but I mean, like people, is there new methods that are popping up with you, or is it just the expansion of this new phase of the mother that's occurring? I mean, in terms of like your interactions with your clients.
In terms of my clients.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, like with what's coming out of you in service to them. Yeah. I
think I've just it is just all profound. It's always profound, and it works. It's profound. Is there something new? No, the only thing that's new is the realization of all the branches being a part of the one trunk, and then it all gets switched off together. That's
I could visualize that. I could visualize that when you were saying it, and that it was a vine. I could get what you were saying. Definitely.
Yeah. Amazing. And so anything that comes up in the session, it's all switched off together, like within a 2-hour session. So what's new for me is it's not very exciting. Since my last interview, and every time there's an interview, there's all this energy, there's all this beautiful attention, all these beautiful people around. I just really got shown to step away from all social media, putting myself out there. Anytime I went to write a channeling down and put it out there, because I've got all these channelings here, or everything went, nah. No. Anytime I went to do a live, nah. Anytime I went to play and record a song and put it up, it's like, nah, this is your time. This is time for receiving, because what we're doing as women now is we are integrating, for the first time ever properly, the divine feminine energy. We're not used to that, ladies, believe it or not. We're women, but we're not used to really embodying that divine feminine energy. We're used to being feminines embodying masculine energy. That is kind of controlling and weird, and it's now time to do the opposite. So step back, receive, and if you're going to be someone that is moving forward in the light and showing up for people, then you got to take these waves when they come in, you got to listen, and you got to reformat by stepping back and receiving and being okay with that, and not having any identity, not having to be anyone for anyone, just being someone for you, full stop.
Yeah, that really resonates, that really does what you're saying to me, because I'm seeing it in the field, like I see, because I know I'm one of many that anchors this masculine thing that happened last month. So I saw it happening. I saw the masculine energy come in, and what I thought was really different than when I saw the feminine energy first come in like 3 years ago is that 3 years ago you saw the effect on the women, but you didn't really see it so much on the men, like, because the men were so deep into their masculine, they weren't even, they didn't even know the feminine was even in there, right? But what I noticed last month was the effect it was having on women and men, and it was clearly masculine energy. And what you're saying really makes sense because that masculine, imbalance or that false power that was dominating was in all of us, every one of us. So now that this masculine has landed and really begin to step into its power, what you're saying makes a lot of sense, because it moves that feminine, that feminine, because she doesn't have to be the fake masculine anymore. She doesn't have to be serving the fake man. It moves her into a space she's not familiar with. I love what you said. And maybe that's this expanded mother energy is exactly, occurring, at a micro level in all of them. Yeah.
Very much so. And, and how beautiful that we're getting to witness what masculine energy really is without the program in the way, because I mean, it makes me almost want to cry right now. Like it's divinity, that golden energy, and being held by that golden energy. Really, that's what the sun energy is, and the Mother Earth energy. And we're at 0 point here, standing on the Earth. To feel supported, I mean, this is number one. To feel supported is such a big deal for us. Most of us have gone through life feeling very, very unsupported. And that's all the masculines, all the base chakra, financially unsupported, all of those different things. As that gets rewired, I know we've all been getting rewired. I mean, I had a big stint of it towards the end of last year, where I was I was becoming this multi-dimensional being here at a quarter, and I was doing all this massive coding, and and yet my car was breaking down, and I was struggling to pay my rent, and I feel like I was going, what the F, this is these two have got to blend now, please. Can we bring the 5D into the material? And for me now, I'm okay. I'm feeling very comfortable on that level. I'm not rolling in money, but I'm not fretting about any of it. It's all feeling very balanced.
Yeah, I'm feeling that. I'm seeing that. I really am. I think that, and I did the same thing you were talking about. Most of the last week, and really the last few weeks, but really the last week, I took 2 days off, which I haven't done in a long, long time. And I turned off my phone. I turn off the computer. I go walking, whatever. Even when I go to sleep at night, I usually charge my phone. I just turn it off. I don't even turn it off and charge it. I don't even want, I was just knew not to, just to go on and do what I had to do at a very minimum, Yeah. So but I really see, I can see the I don't know what the right word is. I mean this in a good way. Well, I can see the presence of the true masculine energy having an effect on everyone. And obviously, for the most part, in the gender's incarnation, I can see what you're saying about the feminine having to, now that they're not carrying that weight or whatever you however you want to say that, they're actually able to get with more clarity, more alignment, be the true divine feminine, just like he has begun to become the true divine masculine. Yeah. But on the human level, it creates a lot of, uncomfortableness. Uh-oh.
Yes. What are you saying? Awful.
Can you still see me?
I can see you. I can see you.
This
I
has
was
been
just
happening.
having
These
a think
glitches have been
moment.
happening. I just went off the screen over here. I
Oh,
don't
did
know.
you? No, you're here. You're here. I've totally forgotten what I was going to say.
No, we're just talking about the little dance that started, because it has started. There's no doubt about it. The
It has.
feminine.
It has. Oh, that's what I was going to say. And it's like when I witnessed in myself over and over again with this is switching off these beliefs and identities, and when I witness it in clients, all that resistance is that patriarchal masculine energy as well, right? It's all this sort of energy.
Yes,
And
and
yeah,
so
yeah.
question. Does it not? Because I think I know got your answer, but it's refreshing. Does it not equally apply regardless of your physical gender? It's in all of us.
Completely, and I've said this
Yeah,
on the first interview, very much so. It's
yeah.
it's patriarchal energy within the masculine and feminine. So as we clean up, we're cleaning up too, and I do this hand movement because this is the divine flow energy. This is the 5D energy, which
Mm-hmm.
cannot encompass any of that sort of resistance and these labels and these judgments and all the rest of it.
I like the
And
way
so.
you. No, I was just going to say I like.
Hopefully people are now starting to cotton on to the fact that, judgment or negativity creates fatigue. It cannot be sustained in this energetic.
No, no.
Complete fatigue. And the reason it creates complete fatigue is whenever you judge another, it is you judging yourself. There is no
Mm-hmm.
separation.
Yeah.
And so that way, in fact, we can shift our judgment into the miracle, because if we note the judgment as it's happening, we can actually learn from it and go, oh, hang on, what are you judging that person for?
Mm-hmm.
You're judging that person for being, what is it? I don't know, arrogant or whatever. All right, so you're resisting that. So there's something you've got that you do when you're not resisting it.
Yeah.
So let's get really real here. Let's live an awake existence and really live like this, because this is what it is to be awake, aware, personally responsible, and it's so freaking refreshing when everyone's thinking like that.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. You heard me yesterday. I'm like, hey, I'm tired of the finger pointing. I'm tired of this projection stuff going on. We're big boys and girls now. We're aware enough. We may not have all the answers, but we're aware enough to know we need to handle our own shift. And we don't need to be putting it on anybody else. And I don't give a damn who it is. I don't care, because we're all been dealt the same cards. We're all on the same mission. We've all had whatever, the same levels of pain and love. And that's because each one of us, it's proportionate to our life experience. My pain's the same as yours. It may not look that way, but it sure felt that way, I mean, it's time. This is it. People said for a long time, this is why we came. Now, when people say that, when I hear that now, I feel it to my bones. I think we're past all the BS. And, a lot of people have gotten messages that the distortion's gone, that receive now, just receive. Joy's been a big word, a big buzzword. I saw that in the channeling you did, and quite a few other people. And I think, was it you, or was it you that said the Arcturians brought that in, that pre-contract? Yeah. And
No, the pre-contract was from the Syrians.
Syrians, that's what I meant. The Syrians.
Syrians brought that through.
So, do you? Is there something that you want to share with us? Like,
okay, well, it's either going to be a song or a Kiara Kore doing a thing. So, which one would you like?
I think Kiara Kora. I love your
Oh, really?
singing. Don't get me wrong. I mean, we all do. And I've even got your video waiting to play here on the outro.
Oh, you've been so beautiful putting that video up everywhere. It's so lovely.
It's a great video. For those of you who don't know, she debuted the song on the show, and
Yeah.
with not perfect sound and all that, but it came out really good. It's a fantastic song, really is. Yeah, if you want to do this would be a channeling. I'm going to put you on the screen by yourself.
Okay. Okay, so this will be debuting Kiara Kora as well, because I haven't actually done her in a huge group like this. But if I just kind of ask everybody to just be sitting up straight, just get into a nice comfortable position, and just begin to take some deep breaths into the heart area. So we're just going to slow the breath down and just begin to follow the breath through, so you're drawing it all the way in. And just follow it through very, very, very gently all the way to the end. And then exhale through the nose, following it through very, very gently. Really keeping the focus on the nose, but setting the air into the heart. Just quietening the mind. And I'm just going to bring Kiara Kora through in a moment. So I'm just ask you to tune into the sound of what's coming through, because she speaks to the knowing. Vår anjar ekor o hinner indai or kan for vir anjar dor onkai at for enir. Ker inner akjon or indor o kan o kin et for o. Diaria kor han ver o niar ekor inner et for inai. Andiar okian on it firkun ai etoro o andiar ai kiar baria dor nur an okin ai okian vir ai on ai kor anya okian ian dor o ekian o andiar etoro o andiar kiar veria kiar hin andiar korkim var or inder kir ariar ho anir aniar veriar okyan hirkindur ayan paria koria oh no Gloriana, Gloriana, Diana, Gloria, for him, hai hon or kiad kin ver in dai kin or ham vor kin dir or I hor ver kin dir hom. There.
Wow. That was amazing. Yeah. I can tell because I can always tell by the flow of the comments and stuff, like stopped everybody in their tracks. Everybody was connected. What was there was that I mean we're humans, we always want to know what the hell was going on there, right? But I could feel the resonance of it. I'm sure everybody else could. Did you feel like there was any type of message with it?
Yes. It's a huge message in it. It's so vibrant. It's almost hard to put into human words. And they're talking about walking through divine vibrancy now, dear ones. They're talking about that we are now ready for the next level to come through. So to allow ourselves to sit and to be in receiving in the most of what we do, and to step back from anything that has control over us, step back from anything that has push or pull within our field, allow ourselves to just listen, allow ourselves to come home and to honor what it is to finally honor self, because this self has been piecing itself together without us, and now it is time to begin to bring the wholeness of self within us by having us there for us. And this is where the work of the child comes in, and this is where the next level of upgrades is coming from. So this very much is now the time to step back, to heal, to see, to listen, and to reveal to self what is for self, and mainly for self, until the next wave comes up where we're ready to show what that is for. So that's what that was.
Wow. Well, and look at this comment here from Yuvenkime. Yes, really connected. That was the best and quickest connection I ever experienced. And I have a feeling they have had a lot of experience. A lot of nice comments there. Yeah, that was amazing. How do people get in touch with you to book a session? Or where can they find you, or where can they find you?
Yes, so I'll put my business page link under this after the call, so that they can go into my business page and they can look at videos and stuff that they got on there. They can inbox me there, or they can inbox me through Sasha Grace, and I'll send them all the details they need for sessions.
Sasha Grace, where?
Sasha Grace. Sasha Grace is my
Sasha Grace.
Facebook page. Yeah, I still don't have a website. I even tried recently to make a website.
It's been 7 years and we don't have one here at Soulogy, but we do actually. It's just not released yet. But. So yeah, and on that note, everybody, we're looking to kick off on Friday, which would be Friday night, New York City time, 6 p.m., which would be like early afternoon down under, 11 o'clock at night in Europe, and we're gonna do our best to run 36 hours straight. So, and for those of you who, you know what, I can't do it. I can't play the song. I messed it up. I was gonna play the song, the video. Well, maybe we'll do a radio show tonight, and I'll put it on the radio show. So be looking for more stuff coming out from us. Next weekend, we're gonna be rolling it out. We're hoping to go 36 hours. We're gonna be doing about 25 hours a week, broadcasting the first week and moving up to about 40 hours a week with other people's shows. We got a lot of work to do, and thank you again for all your love and support and contributions. And with that, I'll just say thank you for coming, and thank you, Sasha.
Thank you so much, Todd. Oh, so beautiful. I get so excited when we get to connect. Thank you. And thank you, everybody, for watching. Have a beautiful day or
Don't forget to put the, let's talk. We'll talk here. I'm going to shut the show down, and we'll talk about next weekend real quick.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, hang on. Let's see. Thanks, everybody. It's not working. Hang on.